The time had finally come. We left the city and headed to Joshua Tree National Park. We had planned on camping inside the park, but despite it being the middle of the week, the park was completely packed. As a result, we found some free camping nearby and posted up for a few days.
Alright, I'm getting gas and someone is jamming some music right now, but I'm about 15 miles away from the campground and it's gonna take me 45 minutes. So I'm not really sure, but it is warm here. It feels so good. Oh, slight breeze, so I'm happy. There was absolutely no camping in the park. I'm trying to find some public land and I found this spot on Overlander, but I'm not feeling too confident about it, so I'm gonna keep driving. I've already gotten stuck once, had to reverse down this sandy road, and that was fun. I'm gonna keep on trekking and hope we find something. Got plenty of daylight left, so we should be fine, but I'm so hungry, so I think I need to get a snack first. So got the boys sniffing around. Today's been one of those days where you can't find camping, nothing's working out, you get stuck, you have to reverse on sandy terrain. But Danya and I are now on radio range, so I just pulled over and I'm gonna wait for her because she can actually scout for me now because she's not pulling a trailer. That's the plan, but I'm pretty confident we're gonna find some free camping. There's tons on Overlander. This is where the national park suggested that I go check out. It looks pretty flat and sandy, so we will have to watch for wind and sand, but you know, other than that, I think we're gonna be okay. So we're gonna get there, set up camp, make dinner, and pour ourselves an adult beverage because that's the kind of day it's been so far. Hey, I know you. Look who's here. All right, we're almost there, but I'll let you scout once we get there because I don't want to get stuck again. I want to eat before I get stuck again. You guys, I just found this spot and you're never gonna believe it. I'm perfectly level without having to do anything.
The temperatures were in the 90s and our spring blood was not prepared for those conditions. So we only stayed here a few days before going up in elevation. My garden made it. First trip. Yeah. I am all set up. I am sweating. So I'm just gonna start moving some things from my secondary fridge into my primary fridge here. And then I think we're gonna pop open a beverage. Cheers! say so myself. Yep. We cheers and back on the road. Back on the road first time. Yeah.
It was a wonderful first night back on the road in my new rig, but I'd be lying if I didn't admit that I really do miss the simplicity of my 4Runner setup. I think in time I'll appreciate having the trailer more, but right now I'm still acclimating to the new living arrangement. I do feel very limited having the trailer, and getting stuck in the sand yesterday really made me realize how limited I am. However, I'm optimistic that I'll figure out the true limitations of the new trailer in no time. These are just the normal growing pains that I have with this new setup.
Slept pretty good. We got a little chilly last night, which is surprising, but it's not going to be chilly today. Today's the hottest day of the week, so we've got to toughen up. We're a little bit soft from being in such nice temperatures for so long. And it's still really nice temperatures. We're just not used to the warm weather. So there's some people doing target practice right now, and they just woke me up. But that's okay because I get to be awake and hear the beautiful silence of being out in the middle of nowhere, minus target practice. I'm not really sure what's on the agenda for today. Danya has to work this morning, so I'm kind of just probably going to organize my trailer because I've already noticed that there's a few things that I don't like about my layout and like where I've placed things. But first things first, I want to get some coffee made.
It is an absolute beautiful morning. There's not even a cloud in the sky, so I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy my coffee and read my Bible and have some quiet time with the Lord and get this day started. So the arrangement that I have is super weird with the smoke detector. So like, if it doesn't matter where, you know, if all the windows are open or whatever, like if you're cooking, the smoke detector goes off. So I grabbed that smoke detector and I threw it outside. I said, where you belong. Alright, you guys, one of my favorite things about this A-liner camper is just all of the windows and the space, and I love this door because it's a Dutch door where I can open half and have the top half open if I want, or I can keep it all open. But that's an awesome way to get some airflow in here, especially when I'm cooking and setting off the smoke detector. Anyway, I want to make sure that I'm keeping it bug secure though, so I got this mosquito net on Amazon for like $5, and I'm gonna try to make a little protector screen. But I just wanted to get it on and see how the fit looks and kind of go from there. Bought this mosquito net and I just attached it to the top and it works perfectly. I will have to secure the sides, but once I do that, I don't think any critters or skeeters are gonna come in here and mess with us. Doing something, I'm gonna test a theory. Do you guys think this will work? I'm gonna heat my leftovers up on the hood of my car and let this guy do the work. It's getting warm, my food. I'm cooking my leftovers on the hood of my 4Runner. I got my sun-warmed leftovers, an audience and protector from all the lizards and coyotes we've seen today, and a nice beautiful breeze to keep us cool. Sun, you're not gonna defeat me. I'm gonna use your power. My method of attaching works so well. Alright, so it's kind of warm right now. We're going to be pushing 90 degrees today, but it's not quite 90 yet. But with the sun beating down on everything, it's getting pretty warm. But what that means, we have great solar. But I need to charge my Jackery, and I'm not pulling enough on my rooftop rooftop solar panel. So I've moved my Jackery to my 200 watt. It's charging like crazy, but I need to plug my freezer back in. So I've got my extension cord and we're gonna make it happen. All right, so I plugged the fridge in, so the freezer's now, you know, back on, even though it was sitting at about 9 degrees. But I'm gonna go ahead and move my trailer solar panels into the sun because I've been using my fan like crazy nonstop, and I have a feeling we're gonna be powering that thing up even higher once the sun hits over here, which it's just about there. So I'm gonna go ahead and move so I can maximize my solar potential.
Danya upgraded a lot of her things in her 4Runner build, and she gifted me some really cool gadgets. I now have a 1500 watt inverter, a second fridge, and her old dead battery to swap out. I plan to use the new deep cycle battery and inverter to power my fridge and freezer in the back of the 4Runner. The only downside is I only have one set of solar panel cables, so until I get more cables and another charge controller, I will have to alternate the solar connection between the camper battery and the secondary battery. But until then, my Jackery works like a charm for the task of powering both fridges.
Receiving a lot of questions these last few weeks, and they seem to be repeat questions. So hopefully I can put your mind at ease. So the first question is, why did I get the trailer? Well, that's a loaded question, and if you've been following my journey, you know that this isn't a surprise. I've been hinting that I wanted to do something. I just didn't exactly know what. So I started this journey 3 years ago in a truck camper that was massive. This thing had so much room, more room than I needed, but you know, I was just starting out. I didn't really know what I needed and what I didn't need, so it was kind of one of those things where I needed to figure it out. I quickly realized that the truck camper was way too big and I was way too limited on where I could go and what I could do. And I went to a 4Runner. And so for the last 2.5 years, my 4Runner, who I've named Chalupa, has been my home with my dogs. Now the 4Runner is quite the opposite of the truck camper when it comes to space. I went from too much space to pretty much not enough room. And I have encountered all 4 seasons multiple times in the 4Runner. And I have to say, it isn't really something that I wanted to continue doing for much longer. I knew that if I wanted to sustain this lifestyle, which I absolutely love, I needed to have something with a little bit more breathing room. Another factor was that my dogs are getting older and it's harder for them to jump in and out of the 4Runner multiple times a day. And I just, you know, wanted to have something that was a little bit more comfortable and spacious for all of us. So I went with the trailer. The next question is, do I plan to upgrade the suspension and the tires on my trailer? And right now the answer is no. I don't really have plans to do that. If I had unlimited resources, sure, I'd probably do that. But I need to allocate what little resources I have towards living my life. So I'm not going to be spending the money on upgrading the suspension and the tires just yet. But maybe one day. The next question is about dog hair. And yes, it's everywhere. My food, my drinks, and in places I won't even mention. I spend a lot of time daily, whether that's sweeping, shaking out blankets and pillows and clothes, or just doing a full-on overhaul. Dog hair is everywhere, but you know, the trade-off is I have the security and the safety that the German Shepherds provide. And honestly, I love my dogs, so I put up with it, but it's everywhere. The next question is my channel going faith-based? Ever since I posted my kicked out video where I did my faith-based affirmations, I've received a ton of questions and some not so nice comments regarding my faith-based content. Here's the thing, you guys, this is my channel that I document my life, and that is subject to scrutiny, and I have had it. There are some people that like to come to this channel and attempt to bully me, and it doesn't work. You're not gonna bully me. So all I'm gonna say is, if you've been following my channel, you know that my faith is not anything that I'm ashamed to talk about. I'm not afraid to say that Jesus is my Lord, God, and Savior, that He is the way, the truth, and the life, and no one can get to the Father except through Him. And as Joshua states, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. I recognize that my faith and I are not everybody's cup of tea, but that's okay. Am I single? Do I have kids? And do I plan to get married one day? So the answer is, I am single. I don't have any human children, and I am not pursuing a relationship that would lead to marriage. If the Lord wills it, it'll happen, but I'm not going after it. I'm perfectly content in my life right now, and I'm just going to keep focusing on the Lord. So this next question requires me to get on the floor and talk about my Murphy style table. I am loving this table. This is probably my favorite thing I have done in the camper, and it has made a huge quality of life improvement as far as space goes. So it's a really simple setup. It really didn't require a whole lot of work, but let's go ahead and take a look underneath so you guys can really see how this thing operates. But first, let me show you how easy it is to put the table up and down, because it is seconds and so easy. So all I have to do is push in the two clasps. Wow, I can't say that word. All I have to do is push two clasps on the inside, and it goes up and down. Voila! And then to pull it back up, it's just as simple. You grab it, and it clicks in place. And then to attach it, we just used some 2x2s and created a foundation on the little cabinet that could support the brackets. I will go ahead and put the Amazon link to the brackets in the description of this video, so if you are interested in purchasing, you can go check that out easily. I am not sponsored by this product, but it has been an awesome upgrade to the camper, and if it can help you, that makes me happy. And then finally, we attached the cabinet to the actual frame of the camper to add some stability. And so far it has been great. So if you have any additional questions about what I've done to the table or in the camper, just let me know in the comments below, and I will answer your questions in an upcoming video.